darkness surrounds us. It's time to light up the night. It's time for Zero Dark 30 with John.
Yay! Cut out the jibber jabber. Don't be babbling like a fool. Say what you got to say. That's all. Then shut your dang pie hole.
Hey, welcome to Zero Dark 30 with the Prepared Mind. Blasting out of the bunker. Oh, we got a lot to talk about. The infighting has begun. Now, what do I mean by that? Yeah, there's a lot of fighting going on, right? Lots of fighting. And it's not going to get better. It's going to get more dramatic. So typically, right, Americans are fighting someone else. You're fighting the Nazis. You're fighting the terrorists. You're fighting whatever. Now we're fighting inside our country. It's infighting. So I got a couple of topics to talk about, something we need to be aware of as preppers, as patriots, as Americans, to see our place, our time in history, right? Rather than just observing it as third person, where are we in this? Right? Where are we in this history? Well, let's start with our example, shall we? The Republican Party is fighting against us. Its voter base, right? The people who support it financially and with votes, they're fighting us. And this has happened before. Again, history repeats itself, right? It repeats itself. The political party known as the Republicans is fighting populism. That is us, the people. We want things. They think that popular ideas are just no good, that they need to lead the country with their whatever the fuck it is they think they have. When the political leaders think they know better for what the people need, I think that's when you have a problem. When they don't listen to the voters who say, we're complaining about this topic or that topic or the other topic, and they don't care. They think it's just fine that Joe Biden is in office, committing all the crimes he's committed. And he does. And he gets away with it. And the Republican Party is saying, it's fine, whatever. We don't care. The Democrat Party's gone so far to the left. They've gone off the frickin' rails. They want kids to castrate themselves. They want to destroy the military. They want to absolutely crap on the legal system. They want to, foment ridiculous wars to line their own pockets. And they think that's fine. And the Republican Party's like, yeah, whatever, it's cool with us too. Even though the left has gone that far, the right is chasing after them. The right meaning the Republican Party, not us, the people. We want, law and order, respect for our rights. So there's a fight. Donald Trump is now being sued by Republicans to get him off of the ticket. That's right. They don't want him to run for president. Isn't that amazing? He is so popular, and the people don't care that the Democrats are attacking him with permission from the Republicans, right? And they're going to sue him. They're going to stop. So Republicans are fighting inside their own party amongst themselves when they have the weakest candidate and weakest political party ever as an adversary, the Democrats. They've got Joe Biden with the backup of Kamala Harris. That's all they've got. That's how weak they are, how devastatingly destructive they are as a political party. Not only destructive to us, but to themselves. And the Republicans can't mount a defense of liberty. They can't mount an offense against that. And we're seeing massive infighting. Now, Huntington Beach, California. They have decided they're going to outlaw masks, ban masks, deny the mask mandates. This is outrageous coming from California. I'm very proud, by the way, as a native Californian. Right? We've all been Californicated now by the government. But they're outlawing it, they're banning it, they're fighting it. When just down the road and around the corner in LA, not far away, folks. They're already talking about full-on mandates, full-on masks, full-on lockdowns, and Huntington Beach is saying, no fucking way. We have the governor of Texas, Governor Abbott, already saying, no. We will not be masking up kids, not again. While in the same state of Texas, the Democrats, and with help of Republicans, are trying Ken Paxton in his impeachment case. Having zero evidence, they're going to try and prosecute through the impeachment process Ken Paxton to remove him from office and who knows what else, for bribery, for which there is no evidence to be found, even after, I think, a 5-month-long investigation. Infighting, folks. Cities are fighting. We're fighting amongst ourselves, within our cities, within our circles of friends and neighbors. Within the workplace, we fight. Within our own families. And probably the biggest struggle of them all, folks, is the fight we have with ourselves. Who we are as individuals. I listen to very disturbing proclamations that people are making. Co-workers, friends, with regard to this lockdown bullshit and these mandates that are coming again, and this demand that you're going to wear a mask. The fight we have amongst and within ourselves, right? This idea that we need to be a good person, yet we're being violated. So what's our response, right? Our intellectual response has been to argue, to make a case, to debate and say, these are the reasons why we shouldn't have to. And if we had to, what are the legitimate reasons to say we should? And then we argue against those and say, well, even if you have the authority, your reasoning, right, your justification is wrong. So the answer is still no. Yet they come at us. And this struggle is within us. What are we left with doing? We've taken the internal struggle and we've won that. Yet we're being forced. You take the external struggle, you've made the argument, you've made the debate against others, and they refuse and think that you must obey. And so where does the struggle, the fight, the argument go next? Externally, it goes to the next level, which is actually the very source. The very source of the mandate, the government itself. The government itself. And that struggle, right, that inner struggle we have is now externalized. It becomes a real fight. And there are layers and levels. Your first level is going to be seeing it in a store, in your workplace. Someone's going to tell you, you have to wear the mask. The same way these someones, these bad people want to tell you, you have to use the correct pronoun. You have to obey someone else's desire and will. You have to accept their lunacy and promote it even. Yeah. So we're going to see these Karens, these how do we put this? Morally derelict bosses. They think they get to tell you what to do. Karens, co-workers. And they're going to force, and then they're going to threaten you with calling the police. So this external, right, fight is coming. This infighting between and amongst ourselves, and then between us and the governing structure. And then between governing structures, where one is for and one is against. The philosophical infighting. It all has to be one, folks. What does it come down to? Well, we come down to some very simple principles in all truth. While we as human beings are supposed to be intelligent beings, with keen intellects and the ability to discern truth from lie, fact from fiction. The fact of the matter is, these people are not logical beings. They're irrational, dangerous, moronic, egotistical enemies of people who do think. And it's going to come down to this. Are you prepared? Might makes right. When a conqueror comes, they settle all the internal fighting, the infighting. They settle all external fighting by killing their enemies. Genghis Khan, Francisco Pizarro, name your conqueror. And right or wrong, the enemies are dead and everyone's forced to comply. Now, in the case of the good guys, the American Revolution, sorry about that, we've got examples there. The French Revolution was another example of good and bad fighting. And what was the outcome? Was it worth it? Was it valuable? What did it show us? It showed us that might makes right. That if the fight can't be handled intelligently, then it has to be handled with weapons. And that is apparently just as right. And a system that comes out of it, that is just, that is good, it will live. And a messed up system, one that's incorrect, not based on the proper values, will prove itself to be a failure very quickly as well. But it comes down to might makes right. It comes down to the big fight. Infighting becomes external or outfighting. And that's where we're headed, folks. People are willing to fight over these masks. We're going to be in a fight over politics. We're going to be in a fight over the social conscience. You know, whether we're going to allow these fruitcakes to tell us how the world has to be run, or whether we're going to allow reason and logic to dictate what is best for us. Not only is a culture and a society and a country, but also as individuals. Chance favors the prepared mind. Is yours. Semper Fi. Godspeed.